Most people can name a fast car, but only a handful of machines on this planet actually rewrote the rules of how humans move. We're counting down 10 cars from revolutionary engineering to world-changing designs. These cars left a mark no one could erase. If cars actually get your blood pumping, smash that subscribe button, because this channel is built for people like you. All right, let's get into it, starting from number 10 and working our way to the one car that started absolutely everything. Number 10, Jeep Willys MB, 1941. Before the Jeep Willys existed, off-road driving was basically a fantasy. The American military needed a lightweight, tough reconnaissance vehicle that could survive brutal terrain, mud, rocks, and narrow mountain paths, and the Willys MB delivered every single time. It weighed just over 2,300 pounds, yet it powered through conditions that stopped far bigger machines dead in their tracks. After World War II ended, returning soldiers who had driven the Willys across European and Pacific battlefields wanted that same freedom in civilian life. That one desire gave birth to the entire SUV industry we know today. Every Range Rover, every Land Cruiser, every Jeep Wrangler crawling through weekend trails, all of it traces back to this rugged little machine. The Willys didn't just win battles. It quietly invented a whole new way people thought about driving. From the battlefield to the streets, our next car took the world of everyday driving and flipped it completely. Number 9, Volkswagen Beetle, 1938. Adolf Hitler wanted a car for the people. What he got instead was a global icon that outlived everything he stood for. Ferdinand Porsche designed the Beetle to be simple, cheap, and reliable, a car that ordinary working families across Germany could actually afford. The engine sat in the rear, air-cooled and unfussy, and the rounded body was unlike anything else rolling on the road. By the 1960s, the Beetle had crossed every ocean and every cultural boundary imaginable. It became the car of hippies, students, artists, and rebels, people who wanted nothing to do with flashy chrome and big tail fins. It sold over 21 million units before production finally ended in 2003, making it one of the best-selling cars in the entire history of the automobile. A car designed for the masses genuinely became the car of the masses. That almost never actually happens. Mass appeal is one thing, but our next entry was about pure, unfiltered speed. Number 8, Ferrari 250 GTO, 1962. Only 36 of these were ever built. 36. The Ferrari 250 GTO was designed with a single obsessive purpose: to win races. Its 3-liter V12 engine produced around 300 horsepower, and the hand-shaped aluminum body was sculpted with no concern for cost or compromise. Ferrari engineers just kept shaving weight and refining aerodynamics until nothing unnecessary remained. It won the GT World Championship 3 consecutive years in a row. Drivers described the feeling behind the wheel as something close to terrifying. A machine that demanded total respect and gave back pure, electric exhilaration. Today, a single 250 GTO sells for over $70 million at auction, because it represents the last era when racing cars were genuinely handcrafted works of art. There will never be anything quite like it again, and somewhere deep down, people know that. Handcrafted perfection is one legacy, but the next car on our list built a legacy in a completely different way. Number 7, Mini Cooper, 1959. In the late 1950s, Britain was dealing with a serious fuel crisis and needed something small, efficient, and affordable almost immediately. Alec Isagonis came back with the Mini, a car that packed 4 proper adult seats into a body just 10 feet long. The secret was turning the engine sideways and pushing the wheels out to the very corners of the car. That single engineering decision created the modern front-wheel drive layout that nearly every small car on the planet still uses today. But the Mini became so much more than a practical solution. It became the car of swinging 60s London, stylish, cheeky, and deeply cool. Steve McQueen drove one. The Beatles were photographed near them. It starred in the Italian job chase sequences that still make people grin decades later. A car built out of necessity somehow became a cultural statement. That's a rare kind of magic. Cultural statements are powerful, but raw, democratic performance is something else entirely. Number 6, Ford Mustang, 1964. Ford's executives were nervous. They were about to launch a sporty car aimed at young buyers with smaller budgets, and nobody was entirely sure America would care. America more than cared. Ford sold over 400,000 Mustangs in the very first year. Dealerships ran out of stock. People put down deposits on cars they had only seen in magazine photos. The Mustang created an entirely new vehicle category, the pony car, and every competitor scrambled to respond with their own versions. What made it special wasn't just the long hood and short rear deck. It was the feeling it sold. The idea that a young person working an ordinary job could pull into a parking lot in something genuinely exciting. That emotional promise changed how the entire American car industry marketed itself for the next 60 years. The Mustang sold a version of freedom that a whole generation desperately wanted to buy. Freedom on four wheels, and now a car that redefined freedom in a completely different direction. Number 5. Porsche 911, 1963. More than 60 years old, and the 911 is still in production. Think about that for a moment. Ferdinand Porsche's grandson Ferry designed the 911 as a sporting GT, something refined enough for long-distance road trips, but sharp enough to embarrass supercars at a weekend track day. The rear engine layout made it famously tricky to drive at the limit, which meant that mastering a 911 genuinely meant something. It separated committed drivers from casual ones. Porsche has refreshed it, widened it, turbocharged it, and electrified elements of it. But the core silhouette and philosophy have never changed. That stubborn consistency in a world obsessed with reinvention is exactly why enthusiasts love it so deeply. Some machines age. The 911 just keeps getting sharper. Staying power is impressive, but nothing matches the impact of a car that changed safety forever. Number 4. Volvo Amazon 1956. Nobody talks about the Volvo Amazon enough, and that genuinely needs to change. Engineer Niels Bohlin invented the 3-point safety belt, and Volvo fitted it to the Amazon in 1959. Then, and this is the part that deserves a moment of quiet respect, Volvo made the patent freely available to every car manufacturer on the planet. They chose saving lives over making money. It is estimated that the 3-point seatbelt has saved over 1 million lives since its introduction. 1 million people who walked away from crashes that would have killed them in an earlier era. No other single automotive invention has saved more human lives. Not airbags, not crumple zones, not stability control. This one quiet Swedish car quietly changed the survival odds for every driver on Earth. Saving lives is legacy enough, but our top 3 changed not just driving, but the entire world. Number 3. Toyota Corolla, 1966. The most reliable car ever made, the best-selling car in automotive history. Over 50 million sold across 12 generations. The Corolla was never flashy. It was never the fastest or the most beautiful. Toyota built it to be utterly, relentlessly dependable. A car that a family in Lagos, a taxi driver in Bangkok, a student in Sao Paulo, and a retired teacher in Ohio could all trust completely. And they did in numbers that no other vehicle has ever matched. The Corolla proved something the industry quietly resisted believing, that ordinary people around the world didn't actually want drama. They wanted a car that started every morning without complaint and kept going for 300,000 kilometers without major issues. Dependability, done right, is its own kind of greatness. Dependability built one empire, and raw innovation built the next one on our list. Number 2. Ford Model T, 1908. Before the Model T, cars were expensive curiosities owned by wealthy people who employed mechanics to keep them running. Henry Ford changed the math completely. By using the moving assembly line at his Highland Park plant, he brought the price of the Model T down from $850 in 1909 to just $260 by 1925. His own factory workers could now afford the car they spent their days building. The Model T taught the world how to drive. It created the infrastructure of roads, gas stations, motels, and suburbs that define modern life. It pulled millions of families out of rural isolation and connected towns that had never had reliable contact before. Without the Model T, the 20th century looks completely different. That's how deep the roots go. The Model T put the world on wheels, but our number 1 pick didn't just change driving, it invented it. Number 1. Carl Benz Patent-Motorwagen, 1885. No list, no debate, no close call. This is the one. Carl Benz built the Patent-Motorwagen in 1885, a three-wheeled vehicle powered by a single-cylinder, four-stroke internal combustion engine producing less than 1 horsepower. It reached a blistering 9 miles per hour on a good day. Horses regularly overtook it, and yet, his wife, Bertha Benz, without telling Carl, took the car on a 66-mile journey from Mannheim to Pforzheim in August of 1888, the first long-distance automobile trip in history. She figured out fuel stops, fixed mechanical problems herself on the roadside, and arrived at her destination. She proved definitively that the automobile was a practical machine and not just an engineer's experiment. In that single journey, Bertha Benz did more for automotive history than any test driver, any executive, or any marketing campaign has ever done since. Every car ever built, every single one on this entire list, exists because one man and one incredibly determined woman believed in a sputtering, slow, ridiculous little machine on a quiet German road. 10 cars, 10 moments where human ambition, stubbornness, and creativity produced something the world had never seen before. From Bertha Benz on a dusty German road to every electric vehicle charging silently in driveways today, this is the story of how we refuse to stay still. And honestly, we're just getting started. Drop the car you think deserved a spot on this list in the comments. Let's argue about it.